Okay, so you can see the PowerPoint presentation. So welcome to the June meeting of the Jaffna Club. Today we're going to be talking about what a small team of us, that's Bernard Sinniah, Janaki Kuhenenthiran, Jesmin, Francis, and I, have been calling matching Jaffna. Now, what this meeting is about is a problem that we've had since the end of the war, and I could say before that. And that is bringing investors, diaspora investors, together with enterprises, so small businesses in the northern province. As usual, I'll start off with the objective of the club. The objective is the club will facilitate, foster, and support social intercourse and fellowship among its members. It will build a network of members and non-members that can work together to promote the economic development of the northern province. The club is a catalyst to help people like us connect with each other and help people like us connect with northern entrepreneurs and business opportunities. So the reason I say it's a catalyst is that the club is something that makes things happen. The club doesn't try and set up companies. The club doesn't raise funds. The club doesn't donate money, but it attempts to link people like us together so that we can directly connect and do all those things. We have been operating without fail since September 2020, and I slowly page through this so we can see the sort of speakers we've had in that time. And these are CEOs, these are directors, owners of businesses, these are investors, these are educationalists, lawyers. We've had two governors who have spoken on this. A couple of months ago, our current governor spoke. So from every sector, IT, fisheries, agriculture, tourism. So today's welcome address, I think for the first time, I am actually one of the presenters. So these are the contacts when we've finished. I'll give you the contacts again at the end when you see whether you want to take this further, because this is a test. So far, attempts to bring the diaspora in to link up with northern enterprises has not been a great success. And so our team of 4 people is trying to change that. So let me introduce the 4 people. The first I'll introduce is Bernard Sinniah. So he was at Citibank, global head of foreign exchange solutions. He was there, Citibank, I think he'd tell you, from more or less the time he left school. He's invested in startup companies in Sri Lanka, and in particular, he set up his own organization, the Flag Forum, which has been running for, I think, 3 years. Is it 3 years or 2 years? And that has been raising up young people. Its objective is to develop their character, personality, and English proficiency. The other person is me, and I think most of you will know me, but some of you won't. So I moved back to Jaffna in 2015. And in that time, I've been focused on economic development. I've been working with just about every sector: tourism, agriculture, IT. My own background is IT. I've worked with the Northern Provincial Council, with the governor, with the chambers of commerce. The first two speakers are focusing on bringing the diaspora investors. The second two speakers are close to the entrepreneurs on the ground in the Northern Province. First is Jesmin Francis. She's director of one of the main chambers of commerce, the Northern Chamber of Industries. She's also an entrepreneur in her own right. She's the CEO of Vani Cashew, which produces value-added cashew factories near Parandam. And she advises international NGOs and other activities. Second person is Janaki Kuhenenthiran, who has been in Jaffna for, I think, 9 years now. And she's held various roles, including the Northern Cooperative Bank, where she was the CEO, pro bono CEO, for a few years. Currently, she's working with WUSC, a Canadian government-funded NGO, where she's the senior manager for the Northern Province. So I'll do a quick introduction before I pass over to Sinniah, to Bernard Sinniah. And there has been investment into the North. A number of diaspora have invested into their own businesses. These are all friends of mine, and I'm sure that there are others who I don't know so well. So here we have a list: Anand and Arnold, Bhaskaran, who has the UK Iceland's IT company. I won't read through all of them, but these are all diaspora who've come from different countries, from Australia to California, and everywhere in between. So we've had a group like that. We've had some diaspora who've invested in people, and these are two examples. One is Bernard Sinniah, who's going to speak today. Another example is Shantha Ruben, Neil Anthony Pillay, who have set up, I think for 2 years now, Unicom TIC, which is bringing people into the IT industry, not necessarily, mainly young people, but also some older people. And there are very few instances of big investors. So Raj Rajaratnam, the New York hedge fund manager, has been investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in northern companies through his operation called Sinniah Global. But there is a gap. And I've seen this in the 10 years that 11 years I've been in Jaffna. Diaspora who want to invest on a smaller scale. So this is between $5,000 and $100,000, or probably more likely $5,000 and $50,000. We have medium and large northern enterprises who are looking for investment, but they don't want to sell their businesses. They don't want to hand over a large shareholding in their businesses. And we have very small northern enterprises who are often looking for small amounts of money, $10,000. They're unsophisticated, so they don't really understand about equity shares. And they have to be helped producing business plans. Because one thing the diaspora don't want to do, and I agree with them, is they don't want to waste their money. They don't want to put it to an organization that doesn't know what to do with it, that squanders it, where the money sometimes disappears, very rarely through fraud, but through poor management and poor planning. So there have been attempts to link investors to enterprises. I won't name them, but none of them have been particularly successful. So we've seen websites, we've seen organizations who have tried to identify investors and tried to identify enterprises and bring them together. But as I say, none have been particularly successful. Some in the diaspora have wanted to support struggling enterprises, so help them to survive. These are small enterprises who may have cash flow problems or may need to replace machinery. But these are struggling to survive rather than trying to grow their businesses. Because one of the key issues here is to grow our capability, grow our exposure, grow our links to market. We need to grow the reputation of the Northern Province as a place that offers excellent goods and excellent services. In today's session, we're not looking at supporting the strugglers, but we're looking at supporting the stronger enterprises who can grow, who can create jobs, who can innovate, who can move forward with the times as they change. It's good to see young people enjoying themselves, so I hope you appreciate the laughter in the background. So there are various ways that enterprises are taking investment. Two I know of are currently offering equity. Career Access Labs, who's well known to me, and JDR Healthcare, who I don't know, but they've contacted me recently. It's an established company. They want to find investors for premium elder care residents. And elder care residents has come up again and again as an opportunity for the North. Some enterprises want to enter into partnerships. I think most of them are looking for loans where they're unable to get loans on good terms from the banks and such financial companies. So Bernard, Sinniah, Janaki, Jesmin and I have been talking about this service, which we're calling Matching Jaffna as an interim name. And I compare this to a dating agency where you have the boys and the girls. And let's say the boys are the enterprises and the girls are the diaspora investors. And we have a service where they can meet each other. The service checks basic details, so it'll visit the entrepreneurs to check that they are what they say they are, visits the factories, see that it actually has revenues, check it has audited accounts, so that there is a level of reality. It will conduct periodic, what I call helicopter visits. So these are not detailed audits, but periodically it will visit the factory or it will visit the IT company and check that they're doing what they said they do. But for a fee, deeper dives can be done. What we would do is work with some of the established accountancy companies in particular that are here in Jaffna. So we would bring the parties together, but then it is up to the two parties in both directions to do their due diligence, to see that they understand what the other party is doing, how serious they are, and whether they actually want to take their initial date on to a longer term relationship. That's the analogy, the dating agency analogy.
Can you take the car out? Can you take the car out?
We are still learning. So we're still learning. Nobody has actually done this successfully. We ourselves are learning. We need to talk to you. So what we would like you to do and others, because we have about 30 people on this call, just over 30 people, but another 150, 200 people will watch the recording. That's the average that happens for Jaffna Club. For one like this, the maximum we've had is 600, 700 people. So we would like investors to contact Bernard, Sinniah, and me if you want a follow-up session. So if you email me on jekhan@btinternet.com, and when Janaki and Jesmin talk about what they're doing with the entrepreneurs, if people who are interested on that side can contact Jesmin, and we can organize separate sessions. So now I'm going to hand over to Sinniah. So Sinniah, if you want to take over the screen or if you want to talk, then please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Jekhan. So in a sort of a 5 to 7 minutes, let me summarize the investor side, what I believe we need. So this portal that we are talking about, the Matching Jaffna, will have a investor component and entrepreneur component. So Jekhan and me are focusing on the investor component, and as Jekhan clearly articulated, Janaki and Jesmin will focus on the entrepreneur side. So I just want to take through my experience and share what I went through. I have invested in 7 startups, or not startup anymore. Now it's what some are 10 years old and some are 6 years old. And the experience I felt and how using that experience, we can have a better experience for the investors or the diaspora people who want to invest in Northern Province. Because when I got these startup companies to invest, I just stumbled upon it. I didn't have one place to go to find an opportunity. So as an investor, I didn't know where to go. So I was just, mucking around on LinkedIn. Then someone from Lanka Angel Network sent me some stuff. And there was not one place where all the needs of the entrepreneurs were stored or displayed. Number 2 is, whenever we found these opportunities, someone brought it, the quality of the need was not properly put to the investor. So what I mean by that is the valuation were all over the place. They would not know what kind of amounts they want. Their accounts were not audited. Or some people don't even know whether they haven't done any forecast. So the information I got from the startup companies, what I would say was all over the place. So then I had to spend a lot of time working with them, helping them, or they giving me back information. And then we come to a particular stage where I was comfortable investing. And that took a long time, right? So one is to find the right investment, in the sense the sector or amount or what kind of a stage that the company is in. That was a struggle. And number 2 is, when I got the information, the quality of the information was not enough. Then on top of that, I had some investor proposals that came through. They were more like a hobbies. I want to have 50 chicken at the back of my house and I want to grow it, right? I'm not downplaying that demand. I think we, and I did help, not invest, a guy on the solar panel in the house, and he was able to supply to the grid and things like that. So there are so many needs that people have that we could, as an investor, we can do it for equity, we can do it as debt, as Jekhan suggested, or it can be a social investing or helping. But all these needs, I need to be in one place. I can't be going to different portal, different people trying to find out. Now AI is picking up. If I want to invest in an AI company or an AI startup, where do I go? Right? So that is why, our 4 of us, when we talked about, is there a need to have one place, a portal, there where these requests can come? And I think Janaki and Jesmin will talk about the entrepreneur side. But as an investor, I want some kind of a minimum requirement I need. Like that they should be investor ready or investment ready. So some of the basic accounting and forecast and valuation should be done and brought in. But as Jekhan suggested, said before, we are working this through. What do the investors need? Do they want a full-blown investment-ready opportunity, or do they want an introduction and then they will work with the entrepreneur and then discuss it and then get to a investment-ready format? But it needs to have some kind of a disciplined process where the investor can be comfortable, right? That is an opportunity I want to chase it. Or that's an opportunity I want someone to help me to make sure that it's investment ready, so then I can invest or put an equity or loan or debt or warrants or whatever you want to do it. So that is the reason that I think we need this portal where the investor can come there, they can register themselves, and then everything will be there. They can filter the way they want it, amount wise, sector wise, valuation wise, everything, and then they can look it up. Jekhan?
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to go straight to Janaki and Jesmin. Ideally, we would ask questions on the investor side now, but I know that the questions will come and they're likely to take too long. So Janaki and Jesmin, would you like to take over?
Yeah, how do I present, Jekhan? Can you?
So you should be able to share your screen if you have
Okay.
something there.
It's sending a request.
Okay. So you should be able to get the
Okay.
screen now.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. Okay. Jesmin, do you want to go for it?
Yeah,
Janaki, can you run this as a sort of slideshow? Because then we get a full screen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh, that's better. Thank you.
All right. Jasmine's going to start and then go on.
Okay. Thank you, Janaki. Hi, everyone. I'm Jesmin. I'm founder and CEO of Bani Cashew. We produce cashew nuts in Klenochi, businesses in Klenochi. And also I'm representing Northern Chamber of Industries, where we have about the micro businesses, basically about 80%, 90% of our businesses are micro and other 10% is small businesses. And today, actually, why we all connected with this program is was micro and small businesses. It's getting financial access is a very challenging one. So basically in North, as our chamber has about 180 members now, they are all registered business, still they are in the micro category. So why because recently the government has offered very 5% loan, about less than 5% is or 10% is used in northern provinces. The main reason that we also conducted several awareness sessions district-wise and all, the problem is collateral and the guarantee. Because, for example, I'm from Klenochi. In Klenochi, actually, 56% of land is permit lands, government permit lands. And also another 25% of land is petty lands, right? More than 25%, that is with the deed, still petty land. So more than 75% of lands are not usable for collateral purposes. The bank, whatever the subsidy loan or whatever they issues, they need collateral for loans. Otherwise, if it is a small loans, they need the government guarantors. So small businesses, they are unable to use, many of them are unable to use these bank facilities, even they have registered and registered businesses doing business through the bank without collateral, they are unable to access this loan, including my business. Even we have 20 employees. Every transaction is going through the things. I also have several acres of paddy lands, but we are unable to get these loans, right? And for the loans and other issues, when we work with about these loans with the businesses, and the big complaint that people said that because these processes, they need to go with the Ministry of Industries and all the financial ministries, and there's to go to Colombo and come back. It takes some processes. So here the bankers are recommending the other process, because if it is the documents, if there are any additional documents, it's Tamil, it's naturally delaying. But even though government says we have communicated with the ministries and enterprise development authorities, and also they have like to speed up the process, but it's not happening. And so it's very very few businesses only were able to go through these government loans. And other one that people are going for the very higher interest rate loans that money lenders are offering, then they are falling, because the manufacturing industries are not running with a very high margin, right? Not only the consultancies and firms and some education firms are and manufacturing industries are running with very lower margin, so they are unable to use these loans. And also other thing, the many loan schemes are available for Capital One, but any banks offer this loans for working capital, and there are some for this paddy and all. There are special pledge loan and system. Those also, there are so many requirements, and many small businesses are unable to access that. So from this point onwards, when there are, and also to invest in businesses, there are a lot of diasporas are very happy to invest on that, but they have very not success experiences in the past in many cases, because my concern is at that time, actually, the businesses in North were not formed in a better way, or they are not ready to take an investment. They were in the survival mode and starting and everything and pile their trial mode. So they were unable to do this and the government set up here to get the approval and everything a mess. This one everybody know. But for at this moment, what as a chamber, and we continuously did many studies with the small businesses and find now there are some decent businesses are looking for the investment, but still with this government system, we are unable to, the banking system, we are unable to meet those things. Right. So I just want to tell something about Northern Chamber of Industries, from which background I'm saying these things. We also have piloted, because we did, Northern Chamber of Industries, we did a study of investment mapping, and where many of you also might have applied for this investor side, and also for collected some data from businesses who need investment. And we tried to connect them, right? There were so many businesses were really, there were 80 plus businesses, they need the investment, and the 20 plus investors applied for that. They are happy to invest on this, but matching them, even it's more or less 1 year past, we could not meet matching one, but still we are working on it. Our main focus also was not there, but there are so many, as Bernard shared, so many difficulties in investing in those businesses. So they are not ready, even they need some money, that business is not ready to invest by a third party, is the documentation and everything, and their code also is not in the proper way. So there are so many things we need to make them ready for the businesses. So with that experience, actually, we have 40% women-owned businesses, and 70% of them are food and beverages mainly. So these women's, actually, we did some one consultant work with that and found that these women-owned businesses are more serious about the investment, and they feel struggle to get investment. So that's why this chamber is continuously still working on this for this investment mapping in matching well. And also as an chamber, we have coordinated with the line ministry, that is the ministries in central government, also in the provincial council, and working on this to make this place in a better place to get access to finance. But it's in a very slow. I found that actually the central government doesn't consider these micro businesses as place to move forward in the business category. So their concentrate is on small businesses. It's about more than 20 million. It's government range also is very less. It's 20 to 150 million is the range. So we also focus on that one. So this type of communication we are doing with the government and still continuing to make the place the better place to do business in North. Right. Actually, with this experience, actually, we have members who have registered businesses. So we wanted to connect with them, the serious investors, right? For them, there should be a lot of works to be done that was covered by Mr. Bernard. They are not ready for this, but still there is potential, but it may be we have to work on them and find that how we can connect with the investor. That is support a middle party should need to work on that. Right. For example, I can share that we did some studies recently. Even one other company, we work with the investor and the business, and so many things are going on. It's still in hold. We could not make the match, but there are other few companies we work with. As for example, one designer and trailer lady, she's looking for 1 million for 500,000 for machines and other 500,000 for buy the bulk material. Because she has unique design, but she has so many demands in Jaffna, but she was unable to move from Vaunia and Kilinoji to Jaffna because she was unable to cater the demand. So it may be 2-3 jobs she can create more. And for the current demand, she was unable to take the new order because of these things. But she went to bank. She needs some guarantees because it's 1 million they can offer with the guarantee sign, but we need a government guarantee. If she could not deliver that, she can't get the loan. That's the problem with her. And another one is the very big dairy producer in Vaunia. He has set up very big plant. It's so nice plant in Vaunia. Actually, he need 15 million of working capital to run, because so many different flavors of milk he has, but he needs some packaging and all this machinery and also the bottle and labeling things. But he has installed all the machineries and all, but only the bank were able to give 5 million without this collateral and all, but he could not get the full amount. So he also struggling to run the business. So this is the real situation for northern businesses who are trying to grow without any the land and other financing. Many of them have lands actually, but they are the government land, so it's not used to get a loan to grow their business. That is the situation. Thank you from my side. Actually, I wanted to say what's the real situation about these businesses as a business, small businesses we face in North to get the financial access. Thank you.
Thanks, Jesmin. I'm just going to say a little bit about BUSC and my role in this. Well, not my role or my organization's role. So my name is Janaki, and I work with the World University Services of Canada, implementing a 6-year project called the Growth, Resilience, Investment and Training Project. So slide's gone, hasn't it? So we operate across all 5 districts in the Northern Province. We mainly focus on women-led enterprises. They tend to be micro and small businesses. That's what we've seen come through so far. We work only through local partners. We work with, at the moment, we're working with Hatch, Lanka Impact Investing Network, LIN, and YAL IT Hub. So there are 3 main partners. Those partners work with entrepreneurs and run incubation and acceleration programs for them. They're tailored and specific for the entrepreneur themselves. So the idea is to help them grow in the ways that they say they would like to. It's also generally accompanied by an assessment by lead entrepreneurs or lead mentor, and the business is given sort of tailored support through a sort of a longer term process. WUSC's role is a facilitatory one. We are there as a temporary actor, so we don't implement directly. We want to, our main role we see is bringing people together, and we know that in the Northern Province, and also, you know, maybe over Sri Lanka too, but in the North, we're not coordinating as much as we could do. We could collaborate more, we could share information more and make processes much more efficient and effective that way. And so we're interested. We have different streams in our project. One is this sort of the incubation and acceleration services for the entrepreneurs. But the other side of it is also, we have 2 other elements, which is looking at access to capital and access to markets. And under access to capital, working with the diaspora is the theme that we are exploring, particularly in Canada, as the way our project has been designed. So we're doing that there. So this is one of the reasons why we're interested in this matchmaker, or matching Jaffna, as Jekhan called it, to see, you know, what elements or what opportunities there are to connect diaspora to some of the entrepreneurs that are coming through this pipeline. We're hoping to target something like over 1,000 enterprises in the course of the 6 years that we're running through our partners. But I think I just want to leave you with, there's just sort of one aspect. Jekhan talked about kind of enterprises that were there for survival, as opposed to the ones that can grow and create jobs and support the economy here. One thing that we're finding here is that we have 2 types of businesses that are there. We have, you know, we do have some flair. We have innovative ideas. There are some entrepreneurs, maybe about 10% of them, that have the capacity to really grow and scale. They've come up with something unique, and they deserve and need very different type of support. And then maybe the majority that we see, and which you probably are familiar with, are very small businesses, mostly because we don't have a very strong welfare system here. People have to earn to live and look after their families. Yet there is room to grow within those small businesses too. There's room to build stability, room to build resilience, so that those families can earn a decent income for the lifetime of that business to see their families through. So they still want to grow. They want to get from, I don't know, earning sort of 50 or 75,000 rupees to 100 or 150,000 a month, but that would make a massive difference to their lives. And, you know, running a successful business of that magnitude is important as well. So we need different solutions for different people, which is why the level of investment that we might be looking for will vary. So those people that need the 5 lakhs and the 1 million are just as deserving and need your support, as well as the guys that need, I don't know, 20 million, 30 million to really scale and grow and go international. So the variety is something that is important to keep in mind, I think. So I just wanted to leave you with that. So just to explain why we do need the the range of investment. Jekhan was asking me, does somebody who would take a 5 lakh loan, would they be able to give a return to an investor? And in some of the cases, it is case by case, and we have to look at everyone individually. But in many cases, a lot of women are, like Jesmin said, are going for micro loans from these finance companies because they are fast, they're flexible, they come with really huge interest rates, but they're paying them back because they know that these people are the ones that are going to give them the next loan next time. So if we're asking about returns, it's happening. Unfortunately, it is exploitative, but I think there are other ways that through your support and working with these entrepreneurs that we can take them to a different level and success. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say on our side. We're very supportive of the effort here, and one of the things why we got involved in this as well is that because we work with 3 local partners, the chamber was looking for businesses to explore and to find out who needs investment, and if they come with a referral from existing incubators and accelerators, that's maybe 50% of the job done, to know that those businesses are serious because they've already been through a program. So we've approached our partners and sort of said the chamber on behalf of Matching Jaffna is doing this work, and if they're interested to sort of link up their entrepreneurs with the chamber so that we get these partners talking, these ecosystem actors talking. So that's where we see our role, to connect people and bringing like-minded sort of heads together. So that's all I've got to say right now. We'd be interested to listen to your questions, comments, feedback. I know we have more we've been doing, I think Jesmin was doing a pilot a bit earlier with a business here. And, sometimes it can be quite complicated trying to get all the elements in line to take on successful investment. But I think these are the things that we are learning as we go. Some things are quite straightforward. So I think we want to start with some simple cases to get the ball rolling and to learn by doing that way. And then we can, expand slowly. So I'll hand it back to Jekhan. Thank you, Jekhan, for this opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Janaki, Jesmin, and Sinniah and Bernard. One thing I'm about to ask for questions, but one thing I would say before I ask the questions is this has been tried before and it hasn't really worked. So the question is, why are we different? And what I see is that we form a direct link. Bernard Sinniah was a senior banker, international banker with Citibank, so he understands investors at that level. I have been in Jaffna for 11 years. I've been working with the diaspora through including Jaffna Club. So I have links with the diaspora. Janaki also is from the UK. She's been here for 8 or 9 years, but she's been working very closely with the cooperatives. And Jesmin is a Jaffna, a northern, a Kilinochie entrepreneur. So I think uniquely, this team of 4 has empathy from the whole line, from the investors in London and New York and Melbourne and places like that, down to the enterprises in Kilinochie and Jaffna and Mullaitivu. So that's why I think this is different. So now I will ask for questions. If you can put your hand up, or just if you don't know how to put your hand up, then just say hello. Please. You're muted, Vasi.
Can I talk now, Jekhan?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, all of you, for your contribution. I'm the founder of JaffnaPost.com. My vision is to bring it like WashingtonPost.com, right? As an introduction. What I can offer you guys, your team, is to allocate one page in the Jaffna Post to keep a record or track of what you guys are doing and how good you're progressing in your plan. So I'm offering you that facility to see whether people can be connected through that platform, right? And Jagan knows my number. If anyone wants to call me, they can call me, and I will also call you all to see how we can work together. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Vasi.
Jagan, can you bring the presentation down? Then we can see all the faces.
Okay, so I'm going to stop share.
If that's possible, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you should see my face, Bernard. Not a
I
young
know.
man. No?
Very good looking, I must say.
Thank you. I think I was there at your book launch, Jaffna.
Okay.
I'm the nephew of Rajasingham, M.W. Rajasingham. Anyway, thank you.
All right.
Okay, Siva, you have your hand up.
Yeah. Vanakkam, good morning from Boston time. I'm from the area called Kattuvan, Vartharavulan, which is just to the east of Palali Airport, a high security captured zone from 1990 up until 2016. So the people in those villages were relocated, dislocated, and have gradually started coming back. And in all of the presentations today, thank you for all the presentations, there was a line item called training. One of the things that my family is trying to do is to set up a vocational tech center just to the east of Palali Airport to train the folks who couldn't get through O-levels or who couldn't get through A-levels, but they would like to know what industries that they should focus on. We would also like to know what are the immediate needs from the people in that region who were very badly affected. More than 26 years, they were all over the place, some going so far south as Vavania. So I think over the next 6 months, 1 year, I will reach out to you all to come to this training center and present what the needs are so that the people there can understand where they can focus and where they can get more training also, which we will provide. We don't need any funding. We don't need anything. We've got everything. We've got the building. We've got the land. We've got the funding. We just need what to focus on. Thank you.
Thank you. I know Sinniah has set up his flag forum, which is also supporting young people. I think it's so important to do your research. And I've seen several instances where people come in, spend money without having done their research first. Siva, as you say, come and talk to people like us before you start, before you decide where to focus, before you recruit your trainers. That's a very good idea. So if you contact me or Sinniah or Janaki, I'll tell you, Janaki and Jesmin are very close to the people on the ground who are looking for this kind of skills.
Maybe I'll just add that WUSC also has a separate project on, it's operating in the eastern and northern provinces on technical and vocational education. And I think we have done some market studies on what skills employers are looking for and sort of what sectors, particularly around agriculture and tourism. So we could maybe link up after this and I'll see what there is that we can share with you. I'm also from that same area, Kattuvan, so I'd be interested to know more about your efforts.
No. Sorry, Jagan. No, Janaki, thank you very much for the offer. I should be in Telipala at the end of August, early September, and again in October, November. So I'll definitely connect. And
Yeah.
thank you, Jagan. I did talk to Subha Francis, who I've known her from going back. At Flag, I went and met her in
Yeah.
a place in Jaffna. And no, she was very helpful. And I know her going back. So thank you very much.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sivanandan, you have your hand
No,
up.
no. This is Subha Francis, right?
Sorry, Sinniah, what were you saying?
No. Thank you, Subha. Subha Logan. Thank you so much.
Okay. So Sivanandan, if you'd like to speak.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Jekhan. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So my question is that how do you vet these small enterprises? How do you evaluate them? How do you value them? Do they have audit reports going back some years so the investors can take a look at? How do you do that?
So I'll give you my opinion. I tell you, the four of us don't agree all the time, which is a good thing. If we agreed all the time, then we don't need three of us. So we each have opinions. In my opinion, the sort of enterprises that we let onto the matching Jaffna system will have at least 2 years audited accounts. We will go visit the enterprise. People may say they have 3 rice paddy milling machines. So we will go and see that that's there and that it's been running for a while. But we ourselves also have limited capacity. Unless we become a big, well-funded organization, what we would rely on is once you have interest, then either you look closer or you pay a fee for a consultant here or an accountancy company here to look closer at the enterprise. So as I said at the beginning, it's like a dating agency. We put the boy and the girl together, but then they need to decide whether they're going to kiss and go off. Sinniah, you were going to say something.
Yeah, so can I just add to that? I think, first of all, we need to help you to find we need to narrow it down, the interest of yours, so that we can find through the Matching Jaffna portal, that you can find the opportunities. That's the first step. The second step is whether you then find 1 or 2 things you think as a gut feel, yep, I want to talk to these people more. Then we need to do a few things. One is either we can bring you a full investment ready opportunity, meaning all the requirements that you want, accounting and the legally it's set up, future, the budget forecast is done, everything is verified. Of course, you will have to pay for the due diligence, or we will bring you a minimum amount of information from which you can then build on what you want to do, right? Because each investor will want different kind of things, and it's very difficult to make a generic statement or generic requirement sheet that satisfy all. With regards to this accounts question that you specifically asked, some of these people haven't even started, right? It's at an idea stage. So the valuation also is based on future earnings and future value rather than on the, you have to PV the future value and then you have to evaluate. There is no history to talk about, right? So there are all kinds of needs. Then there are small ones, as Janaki and Jesmin talked about, who want 50,000 rupees, right? So how do you do that? So there are so many ways to get into these companies. We are trying to figure out whether we then do, say you want full due diligence done, we can do the due diligence for you, but then we will have to charge you for that.
I'll just add also, I think that you'd be surprised that there are things are changing. I think some of the companies are taking the need for accounts more seriously and they are getting them done. Whether or not they are using them for analysis and that kind of thing is another question. But, you know, it is the tendency is growing. The very small businesses struggle because, as you can imagine, if you're a very small micro entrepreneur, you know, you're the marketing manager, you're the accounts person, you're the production manager, you're everything, right? So the very small ones, we might need to have a different approach to vetting those ones. But I think, you know, some of the, I think you would also cotton on to that when we look through those examples. But you know, a number of the more serious businesses are definitely doing their accounts and getting audited every year. So I don't think that will be too much of an issue on the larger side of investment asks. Thank you.
Thank you, Janaki. Raghavan Pathmanathan, please.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Jekhan and Jesmin and Janaki and all of you. I'm Raghavan from Department of Industries. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay. As all of you said, the investment and the working capital is the major enterprises' urgent needs. But they are unable to convince the banks actually. For that, our Department of Industries this year, first time, we allocated sum of money to disperse this kind of micro enterprises. But still, it is in the process. This year, we have already allocated, I think, 4.5 million through our provincial council funds to disperse this kind of micro scale enterprises. But we are preparing that loan to offer up to 5 lakhs, even some entrepreneurs, they need more. But the thing is, still it is under process with the Chief Secretary's office. Still we are waiting to for their approval. And also I wish to indicate some enterprise trend in Northern Province. Earlier, most of the enterprises, they struggled to handle the marketing. Marketing was their major problem last 10 years. If you look at the micro enterprises, marketing was the main problem. But nowadays, it is in some extent it was sorted out. And now their problem is to find the collateral or the working capital to increase or scale up their businesses. But our side, the Department of Industry side, we are supporting the technology transfer side and also the formalizing the enterprises and the enterprise education side. We are supporting our entrepreneurs because this year and last year, department initiated many enterprise development training. So through that, now little by little, we are formalizing the enterprises. So actually, this is the current trend and the current need. The micro and the small scale enterprises, they need easy loans, getting loans to invest or scale up their businesses. So we have to find a way to address this problem. So we can use these forums like this to discuss, to find the ways to address this problem. Thank you so much to view my views in this discussion. Thank you.
So thank you, Raghavan. One thing that I would say is that we are not competing with anybody. We know that the Gate Institute has something similar. We know that I think it's the governor's office coming out of Northern Investment Summit in January. This application, OSCE, one-stop shop for investment. So we will cooperate with everybody because our objective is not to be the top portal. We have one objective, and our one objective is to bring diaspora investment together with enterprises in the Northern Province. So, Chelvan, I noticed you had your hand up earlier, but you put it down again. So unless you want to say something, and then I'll go to Vasi.
Yeah, I will say something. I thought you were running out of time, so I was. So this is great. I'm glad you guys are pulling this together. I know I've spoken to you guys about this in the past. For a small investor, I think having a game plan on how to invest is very important. And y'all pulling this together is going to help people who are small investors, anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000, I guess, to engage in these businesses. And the two examples that Jesmin showed was talking about less than $5,000 investment. So for those people, they don't have the time to do the research or maybe even the ability to do the research. So for them, having a game plan is going to be very helpful. And I can see a lot of people coming to like you said, for the matchmaking process. So I'm looking forward to what you got, what the next steps are on this. So great. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Chelvan. It is very important for people who are interested in taking this forward to contact us so we can learn what you need for this service to be useful. So I'm putting up the contact details. So as it says, we will arrange breakaway sessions. So maybe the Sri Lanka Canada Chamber or something like that would be interested in learning more about this. So please contact either me for the investor side, and then Bernard Sinniah and I will be in contact with you, or Jesmin for the entrepreneur side, and Janaki and Jesmin will be in contact with you. Shall we take one more, maximum two more questions? So Vasi, you have your hand up.
This question is to Janaki and Jesmin. Do you have a project like a low-lying fruit project which can be started immediately? Not a big capital requirement, a moderate capital requirement where the investors can even ignore the due diligence part of it if possible and start it, thinking that we will lose all the investment if it is a small amount involved. Thank you. Hope you understand my question.
Yeah, the one of the two that I shared is we just one is going through the Hatch program, and we have the initial discussion with them. If you are interested in any of those, then we can move forward. And there are other few as well we can share with you that is actually have done the initial discussion with what they need and all those things. But they have in the initial discussion they said they have the audited account as well, but we did not check it. But we can get those information and move forward. I can share the information with you if you're interested.
Okay, thank you, Jesmin. If we have one more question, then I can deal with that. Otherwise, I myself have to go and judge a cake making competition that Arnold and Arnold is organized. So I see no one's put their hand up. Therefore,
Jekhan,
this,
can I say something? I don't know the people on this call are aware of the honor that you got in the British honors system recently.
thanks.
That's
Right.
MBE, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know whether you guys are aware, and I'm really proud to know that Jekhan has been, what do you call this? Has been given the title of member of the British Empire. And it's a tremendous reflection of what he has been doing tirelessly and above all the challenges you have in Jaffna. Not knowing Tamil is one, but more than that, including mosquitoes. So, Jekhan, truly proud of you, man. And I'm sure the
Thank
Jaffna
you.
Club will join in congratulating you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, so now
Okay.
I will, as usual, bid our friends in the United States, which way round does the world turn? So that's good morning. In
Good
the
morning.
UK, I think lunchtime. Here it's approaching gin time, and in Australia, evening. So thank you very much, everybody. I'll send out the recording tomorrow, and I implore you, if you are interested in this, because that's how this will go forward. We need to know that there's interest. Please contact us. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye. Bye.
Jekhan,
Thank you.